Are you ready to grind like a pro grinder and adopt me? Then you have definitely come to the right place. One of the reasons that I started my YouTube channel is because I would watch Adopt Me YouTubers tell me how to grind, and I wondered, do they even know how to do it? Every single video would be exactly the same tips. But I promise you, as always, I've come up with some of the best tips for grinding in Adopt Me, and some of them you have never heard before. So come along with me, an actual pro grinder in Adopt Me, and learn all the tips. Okay guys, just so you know, I do not always grind like this, but if I want to make money, if I want to get a ton of age-up potions, or it's 2 times weekend, then this is definitely the absolute best way to grind. If you have 2 devices or even 3 devices, which is how I'm going to show you that I'm going to be grinding in this video, then that's going to get you the most bucks, the most age-up potions, and age up your pets the fastest. But if you only have 1 device, then this will still work for you. All the tips are still going to help you, so keep watching, but be grinding as a baby instead of a parent, and I'll have a few extra tips for you at the end of the video. Okay, so obviously the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a grinding house. I actually have a grinding room inside my house because everything is very compact, so it's all like right there to get to easily. You'll see my grinding room very soon on this account, and at the end of the video I will show you my very modest grinding house that I have for my alt accounts. It's definitely not pretty, but it definitely works. So you want to grab some free food and free drinks, as you can see in the video that I'm grabbing right now. If you don't have them in your house, no problem. All the places that you need to stop along the way are going to have free food and drinks for you. Next, you're going to want to set up your new hotbar. So you're going to click on settings, and then scroll down and then click Start Hotbar. So you just click the little plus icon, and then you're going to add everything that you need to get to like quickly. So the food and drink that you're going to be feeding your pets, healing apples, and maybe a vehicle or skates. You are also going to want to set up the hotbar on any alt accounts that you will be using while you're grinding. You need to have all your alt accounts teleport to you. You need to create a family and invite each one of your alts to your family. Have your alts play as a baby, and trade the pets that you're going to be working on to your alts. I usually like to have 1 pet on my main that I'm just getting age up potions from, and then I give each of my alts a different pet than I'm working on. So I don't do like 3 hamsters. I do each one has a different pet because it just makes it easier when you're grinding. So be sure to have your alts grab the free food and drinks also. Guys, it's really important that you're all a part of the same family. So definitely don't forget to create a family and invite your alts to it. This is how you're going to make the most money. Okay, so let's get started grinding. Something you want to remember when you're grinding with alts is that each device has to move every 20 minutes. Otherwise, you'll get kicked out. But this shouldn't be a problem because your alts are going to have to do the food and drink tasks themselves. Okay, this right here is exactly why I like each one of my alts to have a different pet than me, because it can get really confusing when you're grinding if not. The pets are always going to follow you and your alt, so all you have to worry about is your alt accounts, picking them up and placing them places. Okay, let's talk about the shower versus bath. The shower is twice as fast as the bath, and your alt accounts will step out of the shower after they're done. However, you can stick your pets in the shower before the task pops up, but you can't stick your alts in the shower before the task pops up. But you can stick them in the bath before the task pops up. So sometimes if I'm way ahead of that task, then I'll go ahead and I'll stick them in the bathtub. Okay, if you're really serious and you just want to be grinding, then you definitely want to turn your trades off and any party invites. Did you know that Adopt Me is on a schedule? Every day and every night is always the exact same amount of time. Also, the daily tasks follow a schedule that you can see on the screen right now. So one day you go to the salon, and the next you always go to the playground, and then the school, and then the beach, and then the pizza party, and then back to salon. Also, the camping task pops up every 3rd night. And then the following day, you always get sick and need to go to the hospital. So the camping and the hospital task are every 3rd day. Knowing this can save you a lot of time because you can get to those tasks early. All right, so let's see how much money this is actually going to make us when we're grinding with alts. The salon task on a regular day pays out $18 every time someone finishes it. So your main account is actually going to make $18 times 3. So your main makes $18 for their pet and $18 for each alt that you have. So $54 for the salon task. Plus, each of the alts actually makes the $18 for themselves plus their pets. So between all of the accounts, you're actually making $126 for just this one task of finishing the salon. And if it's 2 times weekend, then you just made $252 just for this one task for your main and having 2 alt accounts. That's absolutely amazing. All right, so let's talk about another really easy way that you can make money while you're grinding. So after you finish your daily task of like going to the salon or going to the pizza party, you're going to want to get a job. You should get a job on your main and on your alt accounts too. This is going to get you an extra $150 every single day. $50 on your main, $50 on your alt, and $50 on your other alt. Just remember that after you finish your job that you switch your alt accounts back to being babies so they don't miss any of their tasks. All right, here's another very helpful hint for when you're grinding. If you're playing as a baby and you're grinding, or your alt as a baby, when you do the food or drink task, it can be very annoying to have to keep clicking to eat that food or drink that drink. So I always like to get the food and drinks that take the least amount of bites or the least amount of drinks to finish it and to fulfill the task. So when you hover over the food or drink that's in your bag, it will tell you how many uses it has left. And what that's telling you is how many drinks or how many bites it's going to take to finish that to fulfill the task. So all the foods in the back of the pizza parlor in these bins right here actually only take 1 bite to eat them, so just 1 click to finish that task. Also, the marshmallows at the campground only take 1 bite. And another tip is if you bought the camping set that has the marshmallow stand, you can actually pop it up anywhere and use those marshmallows. So you buy it at the camping store and it comes with the premium camping tent, the fire pit, and the log bench. So then the marshmallow stand will be in your inventory and you can pop it up anytime you're outdoors. There does end up being a limit to how many marshmallow sticks you can actually grab, but I've never had it tell me that I couldn't grab more of the food at the pizza parlor. On a side note, the camping tent actually comes in handy if you're at the campgrounds and all the tents are full. You can pop up your tent. I actually bought it hoping that I could go camping anywhere outdoors, but it didn't work. The only place that you can do the camping task is at the campground. All right, so what about the drinks? Most of the drinks that you get around town out of the machines or at your house are going to take 5 drinks to fulfill that task. The water and lemonade at the pizza parlor on the counter, that takes 4 drinks. And the least that I've actually found is the hot cocoa from the hot cocoa stands around town that people are selling. I like to stock up on the hot cocoa so it's always in my inventory on my main and also on my alts. Speaking of hot cocoa stands, I always set up my hot cocoa stand and my hot dog stand when I'm playing. I only buy the food and drink when it's $1, so I always set my stands at $1. I'm not making a lot of money off them, but anything helps. Did you know that you can set up more than one food or drink stand at a time and also a trading stand all at the same time? So I try never to forget to set mine up in the center of town so I can make a little extra money. An extra advantage of having the food stands is you can actually set them up in your house, but any given player can only buy like 3 drinks every day. So my alt account could only buy 3 drinks for my hot cocoa stand. But you could exchange money between your alts and your mains using the food stands. The hot cocoa stand and the lemonade stand only go up to $20. So you could make $60 from your alt account each day. And then the hot dog stand actually goes up to $50, so you could actually make $150 from your alt that day if you wanted to spend that money or transfer that money between the two. So you could set up your hot dog stand in your grinding house and then you could use your alts to pay you money every day from it. Or you could also go into editing your house and actually buy a cash register and get the same amount, $50 or $150 for the day from your alts. It's just a really good way to transfer the money from your alt accounts to your main account if that's what you want to do. Okay, so let's talk about teleporting. If you're not teleporting to these places around town, then you're wasting a lot of time while you're grinding. Teleporting is a very easy way to get closer to the places you need to go. Something to know though is you can teleport with your babies or your alt accounts, but you cannot reset and go back to your home because it won't take your babies with you. So of course you can fly everyone to your home, but this is exactly why I bought the Magic House door. So you can pop up your Magic House door anywhere you're at, and you can teleport you and your alts to your house. The Magic House door actually costs robux, but I'm pretty sure it's tradable, so I think you could possibly find one from someone else if they'll trade it to you. Another very helpful thing that costs robux is the premium plots, but I bought it because it's so useful. I know a lot of people like to set up in the center of town, but I don't understand why, because you can just teleport to gifts. My favorite place to put my premium plot is right outside the beach. That way, when the beach party task pops up, I can just walk out my front door right onto the beach. If that premium plot is taken, then I'll take the one that's closest to the campground just to make it easier to get there. Another thing I like to collect is the healing apples from the hospital if I'm going to be grinding. The healing apples can be found upstairs at the hospital in the second room on the right-hand side. I definitely collect them if I'm grinding as a baby, but it is so much easier to just go to the hospital if I'm grinding with all these alts and get everybody healed at the same exact time. There's a couple more things that I can think of that you guys are probably going to ask yourself. Like, should I use a stroller when I'm grinding? I think it's all in what you get used to. I never use a stroller when I'm grinding because I find that they get stuck on some of the doors and it just drives me absolutely crazy. Another tip someone gave me was that you could use a bottle to fulfill the eating and drinking task. But the bottles cost $4 at the baby shop, and I just don't like to waste any money. Alright, here is my alt accounts grinding house. All my alt accounts pretty much have the same setup. Just remember that a grinding house does not need to be anything special. You just need to have showers or bathtubs and cribs and food and drink for your pet, and that's it. I added the pianos because you can do the playground task by using the pianos in your house. It just cuts down on the places that you need to go when you're grinding. Guys, if you don't have an alt account, be sure to be grinding as a baby because you're going to make twice as much money. Also, if you want to, one of my suggestions, especially during 2 times weekend, is maybe play as a parent and find somebody that will let you adopt them so that you can take care of them and they can be a part of your family. That way, you'll make even more money. Guys, I hope you have found these tips to be helpful, and there is no doubt in my mind that I have probably forgotten something. So please, if you can think of anything else, please post it in the comments down below. Alright guys, I think that sums everything up. Bye, until next time.